Monday Night Baseball on this ABC Sports Exclusive. Brought to you by Firestone, makers of the new steel-belted Radio 721. Ask a friend about Firestone. By Chevrolet, like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie, Chevrolet is an American favorite. And by light beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Randy Litch, the southpaw out of the Golden State, gets the call here. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, it's hard to have all four of your pitches on, but I think if this guy can have 2 or 3 of his 4 pitches and have command of them, he's going to have a really good game.
So here is Bobby Mercer. He will lead this one off today. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
1 ball and 1 strike to the Cubs leadoff batter. Our temperature not quite as hot as we'd expected. 85 degrees the reading at first pitch. The 1-1.
Hey, dude. I got to count 1 and 2.
And this is swung on and missed on a great pitch that time, and the leadoff man is down on strikes to get this one started.
On the mound, he's thinking, grab some pine, Rook. Listen, for almost everyone, the adjustment to hitting big league pitching is a big one. Some guys have success when they first get called up, but as soon as teams start figuring out how to get you out, that's when the learning process really starts.
In now, Gene Klein, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Hit sharply on the ground. He's right there. And there are 2 away now. With that, a look at the Cubbies' starting lineup. Mark DeRosa, what's your take on him this afternoon on the road?
Matty, I know I'm stating the obvious, but the middle of the order has to come through today. You got guys that are playing way above their pay grade on the periphery, and it's time for them to look and see the big boys do their job.
At the plate now, Bill Buckner, as he'll go after the first pitch and promptly line one into left center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit.
Hey, there's a nice knock by the 3-hole hitter. I know there's 2 outs, but they always say with your man coming up, the number 4-hole monster, as soon as he steps in the batter's box, there's a runner in scoring position.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Dave Kingman. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you could extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. As the fastball is swung on and missed. Good location down at the knees for strike 1.
Some guys are great low ball hitters, but most guys, especially guys with pop like this, they're hunting for the ball belt high and above. So that was a nicely spotted fastball down in the zone.
And it's fouled away.
Hey, last 2 pitches back-to-back off speed, then he's late on the fastball. He could pretty much do anything he wants right here on the mound.
Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going. The next 0-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. 1 left for the Cubs. So now the Phillies offense will see what they can do. No score. Mike Kretlow gets the starting nod for the Cubs in this one. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, when you look up the word dependability in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of this guy. Career ERA just under 3.5, and that's saying quite a lot in the high-scoring games that we see in baseball going on right now. Real solid pitcher, controls the running game, controls the strike zone, and more importantly, he knows how to get deep into the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. Solid pitcher, and he'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, one away. A moment now to check out the hometown Phils starting lineup. Dero, what's your take on this team today?
Matty, the key in this one for this lineup is they got to stay staunch in the middle of the plate. They can't start swinging at everything or this guy will abuse them. He'll start flipping up the rosin bag. They have to sit over those 17 inches and hold to that.
Mercer is there, 2 gone. Now to bat, Mike Schmidt. No one aboard for him, and 2 gone here in the first. Pitch on the way. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first.
Hey, if he's going to execute that curveball, and that's the first one of the day, if he's going to execute it like that, be on the lookout for that one. That's going to be a big pitch for him today.
Timing just to tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Phillies down in order. We are still scoreless.
Milton.
Second inning set to go, and next to hit is the catcher, George Milton. First offering. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Johnston has him played perfectly as he puts it away for out number 1.
Time to take a look at the Philly D. And this team, they're not going to be moving around as much as some of the new age teams. The shifting and moving the third baseman over second base and the right fielder to play third base. This is going to be your stationary team, trusting pitchers to execute pitches.
Standing in now, Manny Trejo, high and deep down the left field line. And that is off the wall, but in foul territory. Foul ball. No score here as we play inning number 2. There's the knuckle curve laid off, 1-1. And there is our officiating crew in this one, calling balls and strikes, Mr. Freddie Ferguson.
Hey, D-Row, you better be ready to swing, particularly at that low pitch. Freddie Ferguson, low ball umpire.
Yeah, it makes it tough on the offense. I was a guy who liked the low ball, but then...
Swing, high drive, left field and deep. Gone! A solo shot here to left, and the Cubs are on the board first, 1-0.
One of the best qualities of this pitcher is keeping the ball in the ballpark. He's not an easy guy to get the ball up in the air again, so he's going to have to regroup a little bit here. He's not used to giving up home runs.
Into the box now, Dave Rosario, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Litch is sort of a curious case as a starter. Usually doesn't walk many guys, but at times he ends up giving up his share of hits. The translation on that is that he throws a lot of strikes, but oftentimes they are hittable strikes.
One of the keys, Matt, you'll have to watch from this guy. At times he kind of tiptoes, he tap dances around the strike zone. He has good stuff, but when he falls behind in the count, he tends to nibble a little bit. And then when he brings the ball into the strike zone, and when he does, he becomes much more predictable. And what happens with that? The hits per 9 innings tend to go up.
Second inning here as the Cubs lead this one early 1-0. Again, another foul ball. Another one sent foul. Swing and a miss. Looked like the knuckle curve there, and that's out number 2.
Not a lot of guys throw that knuckle curve, but some guys have a lot of success with it. Some say it has more bite than the traditional curveball, but I think it's more of a feel thing. It just works for certain pitchers, and it worked right there.
Stepping in now, Ivan DeJesus. Ripped down the line. And this gets past him at third as it hugs the line. A fair ball. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
Man, I love this angle. Looking right down the line, you can see that he generates his power from his lower half, taking it down the line for a clean double. Great look there.
Into the box, Mike Kretlow, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Ready with the 1-0.
My bet is he's getting the take sign now on 2-0. If he's having a hard time throwing strikes to the pitcher, you might as well let him work himself into trouble.
Strike called, 2-1.
Nasty 2-0 slider right there for a strike. No shame in tipping your hat.
The set and the 2-1. Now a fastball gets the upper part of the zone for strike 2.
Yeah, from a pitcher's perspective right here, you got to treat this guy like he's the 4-hole hitter. With runners in scoring position, I know it's the pitcher at the plate, but you got to execute.
Swing and a little blooper to center. And that's going to fall for a base hit. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second.
Boy, that's a tough one right there if you're a pitcher, D-Row. You're facing the opposing pitcher, and you give up a 2-out RBI.
I got to believe he's contemplating retirement. A 2-out knock given up to the opposing pitcher.
Listen, as a pitcher, you hate to give up base hits, but you doubly hate to give up base hits to the opposing pitcher.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He was a strikeout victim to open up the ball game. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. A ball and a strike. Kretlow leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Well behind that fastball, it's a swinging strike. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Hey, they tried to tie him up on that last pitch, so I like that they went away with this one. The execution didn't work, but I like the idea behind it.
Here now the 2-2. Lifted down the line in left. And foul. A runner on first with 2 away. High in the air down the right field line. Right fielder is on the run. Long run, but he gets there to track this one down, and a very nicely recorded out number 3. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. On now to the bottom of the second. It's the Cubs 2 and the Phillies nothing. Leading off the inning, it'll be Gary Maddox, and they could use a spark from him here.
You know, these next couple innings are really important for these guys. I know they're only down by a couple, but they need to get something going on offense to keep pace, even though it's early.
The windup and the 0-1. Hit back up the middle. Reined in. And there's one down now.
So here's how the Chicago Cubs are positioned defensively. And guys, the thing I want you to take a look at today is in today's game, the new age, everyone wants to move around. This manager does not like to shift a lot. Maybe a step to your right or left, but there's a lot of trust that the pitchers are going to execute. So let's see how it works out for them in this one.
And there's out number 2.
Hello.
Next to stand in is Richie Heller. First offering on its way. Hit down the line at first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We played 2 full. The Cubs lead this one 2-0. New inning set to get underway, and that'll bring up the outfielder, Gene Klein. First pitch on the way. And that changeup makes him jump, a swing and a miss.
Wow, great pitch right there, right? Changing speeds. How about that straight changeup? How about that swing? Howdy, if you're waving at me.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Johnston comes in a few steps as he hauls it in for the first out. And now in the box, Bill Buckner. He singled in his first AB. Pitch on the way.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
1-1 the count to the Cubs' first baseman. Buckner doesn't usually enjoy left-handed pitching like this as much as he does at-bats against right-handers. I'm not sure if it's a comfort thing or if he just sees the ball better coming from the right side, but that's the book on him at this point in his career. Boone has a play, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting, right fielder, Dave Kingman.
At the plate now is Dave Kingman, struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Squared that one up just a little late. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Two out, nobody on. And another foul ball. The next 0-2 is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
For the Phillies, the right fielder, number 22.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Hit on the ground toward the left. And the Phillies are into the hit column.
Boom.
Hey, that was a well-executed pitch down and away. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to the offense. That's a nice piece of hitting. Maybe not what he was looking for, but the result was there.
To the plate now, Bob Boone. Runners on the move for second. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Gone! So a two-run shot to left center as the Phillies have come back to tie this one at 2.
Hey, D-Roll, from a pitcher standpoint, those high splitters, they tend to go a long way to pretty good hitters.
Oh, yeah. If you're thinking up the middle the other way and you're able to play to the opposite side of the field with the fastball, that splitter comes out and it hangs, your eyes light up because you know you're taking that deep.
In now, Randy Litch, as he'll try to hold back on the swing, but he went around for the first strike. And he popped him up. Rosario trying to get there, and no one can get there. It's a foul ball.
Hey, that's just a great mix of pitches right there, and that's what this guy's going to do if he's going to keep this team off balance.
Lifted the other way down the left field line. And foul. The 0-2 once more. And here's a ball hit in the air. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. Bases are empty here, nobody out. High in the air out to center field. Mercer is there, and he has it for the first out.
The batter, number 10, shortstop, Larry Bowie.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Larry Bowie. He bounced out last time up. First offering on its way. That's popped up. And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball.
It's going to be back to some serious tee work if he can't put that pitch in play right in his wheelhouse.
Fastball right back to the mound. And he'll just flip this on to first for the second out of the inning.
Sizemore.
And now Ted Sizemore. First pitch coming. Here it is.
From an offensive standpoint, this is where you got to push the throttle right here. You've had a couple hits in the inning. You got a 1-0 count leverage. Let's see if he can gap something.
And he pops it up back behind second base. DeJesus has got it, and the side is retired. Come across to score in the inning courtesy of this 2-run home run. We played 3 full, and we are tied 2-2.
Milton.
All set for the start of the 4th, and now it'll be the catcher, George Milton. Here's the first pitch to him. Swinging a looper to left. Bowie onto the grass. He can't get to it. This one's down.
Hey, sometimes that's how a rally gets started right there. I know it's a soft liner, but leadoff man on usually poses problems.
At the plate now, Manny Trejo. Now that's popped up, and this is going to be a foul ball. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Left side. He's got it. throw, and he's called out on a close play at first.
Hey, that was a gorgeous backhand stop right there. You could definitely tell he had a little trouble getting rid of it, had to take that extra step, but I like that. The eternal clock was right on play, and he was able to make a great throw to get the out.
Standing in now, Dave Rosario, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Oh, got him a swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
In today's game, we're seeing so many guys strike out and not worry about it. I'd love to see a little two-strike approach right here. Maybe shorten up a little bit and try and force feed something the other way.
Swing and a flare down the line. Right fielder coming on. He can't get there as it falls in. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only one away.
The batter, number 11. Shortstop. Ivan DeJesus.
Now time is called, and this might be to buy a little time for that reliever to get loose. Into the box now, Ivan DeJesus, as he drives a liner to right center. Catch made here in medium deep right center, and the runner's breaking from third. And not in time as the run scores.
Boy, this one looked like it was headed for extra bases off the bat. Instead, a line drive bullet caught in the alley, but he does end up getting a sacrifice fly.
So now to the plate, Mike Kretlow, as he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball. 0-1. 1 for 1 with a single so far. There's a chopper foul over to the right side. 0-2 now. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 3. 2 hits in the inning lead to a run for Chicago. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. The Cubbies are in front, 3-2. Into the box, Mike Schmidt comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Oh, he gets around on the fastball here and drives it out to deep left center field. And this will get over the wall. It's gone. A home run. So a solo shot here to left center field. And the Phillies have pulled even now at 3-3.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
Now
stepping in now, Gary Maddox, as he grounds one briskly to short. On to first, so a good bounce back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out. Next, it'll be Jay Johnston. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
Count 1-0.
swing and a miss. That one tied him up. I think it's safe to say he wasn't ready for the fastball.
Wow, was he behind that fastball. Great job on the mound using the curveball to set up the heater.
And they could go either way now, I suppose. Throw gets him, 2 down.
Now batting, first baseman, Richie Heller.
Next up is Richie Heller, grounded out in his last at-bat. First offering on its way. Three runs, 3 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. Liner towards second, but right there is the second baseman, and that will retire the side. Phillies get 1 in the frame, courtesy of this solo home run. We're through 4. We're tied now at 3 apiece. All ready to go in the top of the 5th, and that'll bring forth the rookie outfielder, Bobby Mercer. And now the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
The windup and the 0-1.
After 2 great pitches, he has a lot of options right now. He could bounce something or go elevated fastball.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Here's a pop-up now. Schmidt into foul territory. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball.
Well, somebody's sitting off speed right here. Only way he was late on that heater is he was expecting another changeup.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The left fielder, number 29, Gene Klein.
Next to hit is Gene Klein. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. First offering. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
You know, you love a guy who attacks the zone, but sometimes I think you could throw too many strikes. That could be the case right here. This offense is going to the plate, just pulling the trigger on everything.
Back up the middle and in for a base hit.
Buckner.
As we take a look at the pitch count, you can see that it's not that high, but you have to wonder maybe if the heat is taking it out on this guy a little bit. The weather can be the great equalizer, especially when the temps are starting to rise like this.
To the plate now, Bill Buckner, as he will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right down the pipe. 1 for 2 in the ballgame thus far. Comes set and the 0-1. Klein, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Now a fastball. Oh, strike 3 called on a pitch that looked inside. Instead, it's out number 2.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
Strike 1 to start the at-bat. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Boy, this is one of those ABs you like to hit the rewind button on. Put himself in a tough spot now, hitting with 2 strikes.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Cubs strand 1, halfway home, tied at 3. Set now for the bottom of the fifth, and standing in the rookie outfielder,
The
McBride.
right fielder, number 22.
First offering. Grounded back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Now batting, catcher, Bob Boone.
Ready to take his hacks again, Bob Boone blasted a two-run homer in his last at-bat. First pitch of the AB now. Left center, base hit.
Don't sleep on the bottom of the order right there. He broke out all ambush
The pitcher,
tactics.
number
First pitch
47.
fastball middle in. He's able to
Randy.
drive that for a nice
Rich.
single.
Maybe getting a little jumpy in the box, so he steps out and asks for time. Number one will be summoned off the bench here as he'll pinch hit with a runner at first and one gone in the inning. From the stretch. A leap here, but it ticks off his glove. There's one.
Now batting, shortstop, Larry Bowie.
Digging in next, Larry Bowie, as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box.
Very difficult to be a switch hitter in baseball today. Without question, the more comfortable side being from the right side. So he's going to have his work cut out for him here, hitting left-handed.
Out in front of it, strike one. He's running. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. But that'll hit off the wall in left center. Around third and being waved on home. Now it's cut off. A throw to the plate. And not in time as he just crosses the plate in time. So much of this game is situational hitting, guys. Nice job there.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to pick your teammates up when you're given the chance. And he doesn't try to do too much right here. He just takes what's there. Safely on second, and his buddy is high-fiving teammates in the dugout.
Into the box, Ted Sizemore, as he will swing and miss on a fastball on the outer half. It's strike one.
It's really hard to match up this poor performance when you dive into the numbers. This guy's thrown over 80% of his first pitches for strikes, but he's going to need to have to clean his stuff up a little bit better and get the ball down in the strike zone.
Curveball close, but it's 1-1.
Boy, the curveball just hasn't been there this afternoon, and this guy's bread and butter pitch, especially when he gets ahead of hitters. He needs to find that curveball again.
Looking to keep this a one-run game, the pitch. Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. And that ends the inning. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. 5 innings complete. It's now 4-3 Phillies. Jim Cobb takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Milton.
Digging in will be George Milton, singled in his last at-bat. Now here's the first offering. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball one. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Left fielder giving chase. He's through first and hustling for second. And a high bounce will take it over the outfield wall, and he kicks off the inning with a ground rule double. At the plate, Manny Trejo, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike one. A hit and two at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. And it's quickly 0-2. Bouncer up the middle, scooped up, throws in time, and that's out number one.
Now batting, first baseman, Dave Rosario.
The next Cub up, Dave Rosario. The base knock to the outfield could score the tying run from second. From the stretch, here's the pitch. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. Milton leads off second with one gone in the inning. Now about a 58-foot breaking pitch that he wisely lays off here. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Johnston is in his tracks now as he makes the catch for out number two. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with two away now.
The batter, number 11, shortstop, Ivan.
Next to dig in, Ivan DeJesus, trying here to plate the tying run from second. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Comes set, the 0-1. A bouncer to the left side. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and one man left aboard. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Phillies lead this one 4-3. Now at the plate is Mike Schmidt.
Well, Matty, we know he's got the timing on the fastball locked in. That's what he got a hold of on that home run in the previous at-bat. You do not come off the heater. Have to be leery of the off-speed, but stay on the fastball. He's got to throw it again.
Down the line and fair. That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a pitch right there to split finger that
now
needs to be buried, and it was not executed. Left it thigh high, and as an offensive player, that's what you're waiting on.
Into the box now, Gary Maddox, as he connects on the first pitch with a fly ball to center. Mercer is right there, one down.
Now batting, left fielder, Jay Johnston.
Next, it'll be Jay Johnston. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. He's set. Here it comes.
1-0.
It looks like the Cubs will get a left-hander up and working out of the bullpen. 4-3 our score here as we play inning number 6. That's lifted the other way out to left. Klein comes on now and puts it away for the second out of the inning. Digging in now for Philadelphia, Richie Keller. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball sent back up the middle. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dad. Sent it back right where it came from.
Standing in now, McBride, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. A hit and 2 tries for him so far. Ready with the 1-0. Swing and a liner. And he gets there, makes the running play, and that ends the inning. Phillies leave a couple, but they hold on to a 4-3 lead. Jerry Morales will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run. Now here's the first offering. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Yep, that ball went out.
Hot shot to third and handled for the first out.
The center fielder, number 1, Bobby Mercer.
And now back to the leadoff spot in the Cubs lineup. Stepping forward, Bobby Mercer. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. Now here's the pitch.
Yeah, that looked like an auto take right there, just trying to measure up this pitcher's stuff.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Right over the top with that curveball, and it's 0-2. We're in the 7th inning now of a 4-3 ball game. Back up the middle and in for a base hit.
You think there's any justice in the game, watch those 2 at-bats. Both of them hit on the absolute screws. One's right at one guy, and then one's a single. Go figure.
So now to the plate, Gene Klein, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Here's the 0-1. And this one's in the dirt. Good job keeping it close as the count goes to 1-1. Has a look, now the pitch.
No, that's low.
Mercer leads off first with 1 away. Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. Fouled away.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Here now the 2-2. And now a block has been called here as he came to the plate too quickly. And you can forget about that double play now as the runner moves into scoring position with one away.
I don't know why in the world anybody would want to be an umpire. That manager has given this umpire an earful on a pitch that he thought was a strike, and he's certainly trying to defend his pitcher.
Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Line, but speared on a hop. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Oh, man, you can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
So now into the box is Bill Buckner trying to bring in the tying run from third here. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. He's set. The 0-1.
You got to cover the whole plate now after letting him steal 2 strikes on the inside half.
Oh, 0-2. Here it is. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2.
He's certainly pushing the throttle and pulling it with those 4 pitches. Statistics class tells me I'm sitting fast.
This one's blooped out toward right center field. Sizemore ranging into the outfield. He's got it as the tying run is left on base.
7th inning.
Willard Fryman gets the call from the pen to take the ball for the home 7th. So now to the plate, Bob Boone. He's off to a fast start in this one, 2 for 2, including a home run. First pitch on its way. The 0-1 delivery.
Hey, back-to-back, same pitch, same spot. Don't be shocked if he goes right back out there. If I'm a hitter, that's where I'm sitting. Everyone would think he wants to go somewhere else. He might go right exactly to the same spot.
And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. Here comes the 1-2. And he pops him up, drifting toward the left side of the infield. And this is taken in for out number 1. Jerry Martin steps into the on-deck circle now, looking to start something here with one gone in the inning. From the stretch, Martin, 33 years old. He's a 5-year vet at the major league level. 0-1 count. Here it comes. And he chases one up the ladder as he hits a high fly ball out to straightaway center. And the pinch hitter will not be able to advance the cause, and there are 2 away now.
The batter, number 10, shortstop, Larry Bowie.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Larry Bowie. He doubled his last time up. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Oh, 0-1. Here's the pitch. And he looked like a caveman swinging a club on that one. It's 0-2 now.
Boy, that's a jam shot right there. That's as good as it gets, in my opinion. Woo! Up and in.
And now a slider in on the hands, and he's lucky that one didn't come and get him.
Ooh, that pitch was up and in. That's one of those pitcher's purpose pitches, right? Fastball, something hard up and in. Now he can go down and away if he'd like.
This one's flared out toward left. De Jesus shading to his right, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia, and it remains a 4-3 game. Warren Brister has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Kingman.
Ready to begin the 8th, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder, Dave Kingman. First pitch of the AB now.
When you've got a guy that throws a good two-seam fastball, you have to be ready for him to try to run it inside and jam you. Good job to lay off that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 1.
He knows full well he's sitting on a hat trick right here. All he's trying to do is avoid the golden sombrero.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off. And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ballgame to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts.
People always talk about how important getting the leadoff men on base is, and it's true. So in the 8th inning of a 1-run game, that's a really nice job of attacking a hitter and sending him packing.
In now, George Milton, as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1.
Everything this guy throws moves, and that two-seamer has a mind of its own.
The 1-1. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. And this is taken in for the second out.
The batter, number 1, second baseman, Manny Trejo.
Now at the plate, Manny Trejo. first pitch on the way.
And a first pitch swing. He hits a fly ball to left center.
And a reach, but he can't get there as it falls.
Somebody's going to be icing their thumbs after this game. That's a jam sandwich, but able to mix in a knock.
Into the box, Dave Rosario, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0.
Hey, I know the tying run's at first right here, but if the pitcher on the mound executes, keeps the ball in play, I think good things are going to happen.
The 1-0 home. In the dirt here. Runner holds as the count moves to 2-1. From the stretch. Ground ball left side. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. One left for the Cubs. Still down a run. It's 4-3. Bottom of inning number 8 set to go, and that'll give way to the rookie second baseman, Ted Sizemore. Here's the first pitch. Now a ball pulled deep down the left field line, but it's going to be a foul ball. Ready with the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now, 0-2. And now we'll see some action in the bullpen as the lefty starts to get loose. On its way, the 0-2 pitch. To the left side, but it's well foul. Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-2.
Hey, that's a nice take by the batter right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
And a big cut at the breaking ball, but he comes up empty, and that's the first out. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
At the plate, Mike Schmidt. Line drive base hit into the left center field gap. Running hard, he's digging for second. And he is into second base with a double, his third hit this afternoon.
When you're leading by 1 run, you want to do everything you can to add to the lead and give your bullpen a little breathing room. It makes a big difference, so double here goes a long way towards making that a real possibility.
So next to bat will be Gary Maddox. Not much in the way of productivity from him so far, but he's got a chance to come through here in a crucial spot.
Yeah, it's time now that he has to put the rest of those bats behind it, because none of that matters if he can clutch up when it really counts.
And now the first pitch. Swing and a liner, foul and out of play.
Just not able to let that breaking ball travel enough right there. You could see his eyes light up when that popped out of the pitcher's hands, and he just hooked it foul.
And he popped him up. And no one will get this one. Looking for the K. Here's the pitch.
Ball after down.
Line drive to center field. But sadly for him, this will head straight to the center fielder as he puts it away without much trouble for the second out.
Now batting, left fielder, Jay Johnston.
So next to the plate for the Phils, Jay Johnston. He flew out in his last AB. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Schmidt at second with 2 down. And it's 1-1.
You got to love that as a hitter right there. It doesn't happen much, but when it does, you have to find a way to take advantage of the count.
Here's the 1-1. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul.
He's going to be thinking about that pitch all night if he doesn't have a big game right here. Pulled his front shoulder and everything went with it.
Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Schmidt rounds the corner and is headed home. He'll score easily, and they now lead by 2. The tag, and they'll get him at second, and with that, the side is retired. Phillies get a couple of hits here, and it leads to 1 on the scoreboard. We've played 8 full. It's the Phillies 5 and the Cubbies 3.
Jay Jesus.
To the plate now, Ivan DeJesus, as he hits one on a line to left field. And a base hit, so he goes after the first pitch he sees, and he's on to open up the inning.
Well, you're usually in this situation looking for a bloop and a blast. He didn't want to bloop it, and he hit a missile, bringing the tying run to the plate. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Greg Gross will come on to pinch hit now with a runner at first and nobody out. Gene Gerber takes the ball here as he'll enter with a runner at first and nobody out. Has a look, now the pitch. As he'll take a look at his strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. A runner at first with no outs here. That's lifted the other way out to left. Johnston will settle under it to make the play for the first out as the runner will have to head back to first. Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Bobby Mercer. He's 1 for 4 so far. He's set and the pitch. Watches a fastball right there for strike 1.
With that base running threat on first base, man, does that change the pitcher's whole mentality. This guy at the plate should assume nothing but heaters coming right at him.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
One of the toughest pitches to hit, the straight changeup, right? El Cambio. Hadn't seen it in that entire at-bat. And what happens? Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
At the plate now, Gene Klein, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1 for 4 day. And this is swung on and missed, so with that they find themselves down to their final strike here this afternoon. The Cubs are down to their final strike here. Swing and he pops him up. A crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. Hit in the air down the right field line. strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate but could not cash in.
Hey, this was a pretty tightly played game. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching, and defense in certain spots. This one was a fun one to watch.
5-3, the final score in this afternoon's game. The Philadelphia Phillies used a nice fifth inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Randy Litch pitches well enough to get the W, so that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
Get your hand off my penis!